Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Zach here, and today we are talking about IT basics. And I've done 2 videos about IT basics already, and some of the stuff I might cover again in this live stream, and I might not. So if you guys haven't seen the IT basics videos that I have done already, you guys can check the description of this live stream and just go ahead and check out those videos, and goes over a lot of the basics that I think everybody should know when it comes to IT. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I forgot one video. Probably should put that in there. But anyway, those are, just some of the basics, and those is just really concerns kind of computer basics. What are some of the things that I think everybody should know? So go check those videos out if you haven't already, because I think those are important. You guys don't have to do those right now, but in this live stream we'll kind of go over some of the other things that I maybe haven't covered in those videos. And if you guys have any questions, we'll go with those. So right now I'm kind of loading up my virtual machine right now, because we're going to go over some of the stuff on one of the servers. Not that that's going to matter. And then we'll go over some of that stuff on my Windows 10 machines. So in the meantime, I'm going to say this video isn't sponsored by IT Pro TV. It's brought to you by IT Pro TV, just because I love these guys and I use them all the time. Right now I'm going over a CCENT course by them. It's the accelerated CCENT course. Here's some of the notes actually that I was taking yesterday. Just some of the stuff that I kind of wanted to write down that I thought was important about the CCENT course. So that's kind of what I was doing. So IT Pro TV, you can learn tons of certifications over there. You can pretty much go over there, start a free trial, and study just about any certification that you could possibly think of over there. And you can use the coupon code ITCQ30, you get 30% off. You don't have to do it, but it's highly suggested. I use them all the time, like I said, and you will see me use them a lot more in videos going forward. But now I got my virtual machine loaded up. We're going to pop to the intro real quick, and then we'll go to
4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
I got click happy. That was my bad. Sorry about that. So yeah, I got the virtual machine loaded up here. I have to change this view real quick. This is what we want. There we go. Updates are available. Now we can get those updates. All right, let me check chat real quick. Hello, yeah, you can ask a question. How's everybody doing? You guys can ask questions real quick, that's fine. I'm gonna hold off on those updates real quick. You can ask questions. I may not get to them right this second, but right now I'm gonna start going over some of the basics that I wanted to talk about, because that's what this live stream is all about. Basics. That's what this channel is all about. Basics. So if you guys aren't interested in basics, this probably isn't for you, but I'm here trying to help people get into IT. That's what this is all about. So again, may not be for you, but if this is something that interests you, if you are looking to get into IT, maybe you're just starting out in IT, maybe this is stuff that hasn't been gone over with you, if you've been in school, maybe just stuff you haven't learned in general yet. These are some of the things that in a business environment, these are things that you should know. So as you're going out into business environments, working in business environments, these are things that, frequently, we use. When you are working in a business environment, these are some of the basic things that you should know that you will use and why you use them. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about in this video, in this live stream. So right now, the first thing that I think we will talk about is Device Manager, and that's just a real basic one. And you can right click on your start menu if you have Windows 10. If you have Windows 7, you can just type in, you can just go to start, type in Device Manager or something. Pretty sure there's like an iPhone ringing here somewhere. I don't know why. It's kind of weird because it must be my daughter's. It's really weird. Sorry. Anyway, sorry about that. So we're going to go to Device Manager. So not on a server. This is going to be something that you would utilize often, especially like on a virtual server, because very often you're not going to have many things plugged into a virtual server, right? You may virtualize some kind of flash drive or virtualize like a CD drive or something like that. It's not going to happen very often. But Device Manager, you are going to have basically any single peripheral device for the computer. And I'm going to show you on my computer. Ooh, I clicked the wrong one. Device Manager. So I'm going to kind of show you the difference. I got my server over here on the left, and we have my computer over here on the right. So we can go to sorry, I got this cord in the way here. There we go. Now it's out of the way. So for instance, we can click on display adapters right here. So for my computer, you can see that we have this NVIDIA GeForce graphics card, right? On the server, it's just this Microsoft Basic adapter, right? If I were to unplug this GeForce video card and plug something different in Device Manager, you know, it's possible that something different would display after I restart the computer. It's very possible it wouldn't. You know, I might have to basically install a new driver. So I could come into Device Manager and I could try to say update driver. You know, that's something that's possible nowadays with Microsoft and Windows. They've really been pretty good on allowing you to install drivers nowadays. They've been like really good on picking up on the newest drivers, just, you know, syncing them for whatever reason. That's been fantastic. But I think on this one, I actually had to go and download the driver for the graphics card. But like for my motherboard and stuff like that, I didn't have to do that. Windows went out, picked up all the drivers that I needed for my computer and installed everything, which was really nice. Back in the day, you actually had to download your drivers, you know, or actually have a CD for your drivers or a floppy drive for your drivers, and you can go into Device Manager and you could do like update driver, and you would browse your computer and you would browse to basically your floppy drive or your CD drive, wherever it was, and you'd have to, you know, select your INF file or whatever that, you know, mostly not an INF file, but whatever that file was to update that driver. So what's really important about Device Manager, I'm kind of like going a little bit off track here, is anytime you plug in a new device on your computer, it should show up in Device Manager. And let's see, I'm going to show you kind of everything that we have here that's relevant. So here we go. I have two webcams plugged in to this computer right here. So if, again, I were to unplug one, this is obviously going to go away. Let me see if I have a flash drive. Oh, here. Let me minimize all this stuff. I'm going to plug in this right here. It's just a USB converter or adapter for this SD card. So I'm going to plug that into front of my computer here, and you guys are going to see Device Manager is going to change, and it's going to show up here, and it's going to be under, no, it should be under here. Yeah, it's right here. So that's this right here. I could say update driver if I wanted to, but there's no driver for it because it's just a plug and play USB device. No big deal. But any device that really didn't have a driver, it would kind of show up here. It would have a question, or it had an exclamation mark, much like this one over here. And that's why I kind of left this open over here, because any device that doesn't have a driver associated with it, it's not installed, you're going to have this exclamation mark over here. And that's kind of important what you're looking for. So if you have a device, you have a computer anywhere, you have this exclamation mark right here, you plug something in and that's showing up, you're going to have to find a driver for that. So you run across that very often, especially in an environment where you are imaging computers. This is something that especially the sysadmins are very, very big on when you're imaging computers. You want to have all of the drivers installed. You never want to have the exclamation mark, you know, a little yellow triangle and the exclamation mark ever showing up when you are building new computers and imaging. It's really a big no-no. So the device manager, you can always see what is plugged into a computer. If you plug something in, does it show up? Does it need a driver? You can basically come to the device manager and find out, does it need a driver? Yes or no? And you can try to update it. You know, you could try to update it through Windows. Like I could try to come over here and say update driver software and search automatically, and this will basically go out to Microsoft and Windows and try to search the internet. This isn't really connected, so it's not going to do that. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It really, really depends. Usually nowadays, like I said, Microsoft is really good on kind of adapting how they pull their drivers and stuff like that now. So that's kind of one thing I guess I wanted to touch on is device manager. It's something that you're not going to utilize all the time. You're not going to pull up device manager every single day that you're in a business environment, but you have to know what it is. You should always know what device manager is. You should always know how to get to it and how to utilize it and basically what it's for. You know, like I said, you can pull up every single device that's kind of plugged in, any peripheral that's on your computer. It's going to have all your drives, your monitors, see your disk drives, yeah, like I said, your video card, any audio, shows your processors. I mean, this literally shows kind of everything that's kind of associated with what's kind of plugged into your computer along with your motherboard, right? So anything that's kind of attached to your motherboard in a way. So your PCI slots and all that fun stuff. USB ports and all that. And this is just kind of my basic way to kind of describe it because I don't want to go into huge detail. One thing that can tell you all about device manager, one thing that can really, really help with this is the A+. Like the A+, I think covers a lot of this stuff right here. I'm not going to go over that because that's not what this is about. But A+ can really kind of touch a lot of this stuff right here if you really want a lot of information about, you know, all of these different things, you know, what they mean, how they work, why it is that they do what they do. So that's device manager. That's kind of why it's important, you know. Like I said, you're not going to use it all the time, but when you do, you'll know why you're going to use it. The next thing I kind of want to talk about, which is a big one, is Event Viewer. Event Viewer is one of, I think, the most crucial tools to use when you are troubleshooting. And this is something that I think, and I've seen this, and like I said, I've been in IT for a long time. I've been in IT for like 16, 17 years or whatever it is. 16, 17 years, yeah. I can never remember. And Event Viewer has been around like that entire time, right? nobody uses Event Viewer. Like, the people who use Event Viewer are the people who really know what they're doing. The people who don't use Event Viewer just have no idea what the heck they're doing. Event Viewer is a crucial part of troubleshooting basically any type of error that may be happening with your computer, with your server, and you're not sure what is going on. You know, there could be just something happening and you're not sure what's going on, and your computer could be blue screening and you're not sure, and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. You know, why is this happening? And you're looking up everything under the sun. You know, you're literally looking up everything, every single error that you could be getting, and you're not getting anywhere. You're just not sure. Well, Event Viewer literally logs like everything that's going on. So right here under Event Viewer, you can go under Windows Logs, and it's going to have, you know, it's going to have your information about different applications, and it's all time-stamped, which is fantastic. I wish I could make this a lot bigger than it was, and I'll have to do that in another video. But you can kind of see under General, we have, you know, little basic information here, and this is really detailed information coming from Windows, and some of the stuff is, you know, they're going to spit out different error codes, different, I can't even think of exactly what that's called right now. I'm drawing a blank, and that's terrible. But you could Google things like this, you know, and you could get a more specific reading out in the Google on what that specifically relates to. But under application, you typically won't find too much, you know. Under security, this is something that's kind of important, especially on servers. You can definitely look up and see. I know I put my password in a couple times wrong, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here you go. You can kind of see if anybody has tried to log into the system and they've, you know, failed to log in, put their password in wrong. The audit will basically, it'll give a lot of pretty useful information, but this is more, I think the security portion is more sysadmin related type of duties. Not so much stuff that you would be getting into as far as basics, but it's just good to know. Here's the Event Viewer. Here's a couple things that you can do. Setup, you're not really going to worry too much about. It's system. System is what you're going to go into for basics, for troubleshooting. This is what you want to know. So part of this IT basics video that I'm talking about right now, this is it right here. So go into Event Viewer, and you're going to go under Windows Logs, and then to System, and then you can sort by clicking on Level, and then you want to look for anything that's red and says critical or error. That's what you're looking for. So if you're getting some kind of error that you're just not sure about, you can look through, you can check your timestamps, and you can try to correlate whatever error that you might be having to maybe something in an Event Viewer. And then you may be able to look up and see if, you know, there's something specific in here, you know, under General, under Details, that might give you more information to go on. So like this, let's see. So I could probably maybe look up this GUID, the event ID for this error. Let's see, it's Service Control Manager. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what this one is anyway, because I keep shutting down the server incorrectly by just doing a shutdown, which is probably, that's what this one is, the kernel power. Kernel power, anytime you see kernel power, that's typically just a bad shutdown. That's just a naughty shutdown, you know. Either lost power or it was shut down incorrectly. Blue screen possibly too. That's typically kernel power when you see that. So just know when you see that. But I'm not sure what that one is, why there's a task scheduler one. But anyway, I won't go into too much detail on this portion of it right now, because I think that's more of a part two to this video. I'm just kind of feeding you the basics right now. And this is where you can kind of find any error. You can look it up. You can pull up some of this information here. So we'll do this with this critical one. It says error description. Let's see. Trying to pull it up on the other screen, on the Google on the other screen. Got a lot of stuff over here on the other screen. So all right, so we'll look up RPC server use. Did I see it? Yeah, it's this one right here. So this one. Let's look up this one, because this one's from 2017. So here's a perfect example of Googling. This, and this is again, like, this is a basic right here, and this is something that everybody should kind of know how to do when you're Googling something. I Googled this error. The first one that showed up, yeah, you may normally click on the first one because it's the first result, right? But I look at the date, because if it's not something that's newer, I may not want to click on it, because for me, knowing what I have known, being in IT for as long as I have, like I said, there's been multiple versions of servers. So there's multiple errors that are really going to be the same, error description, error code. You're going to maybe have some of the same GUIDs for the same servers, possibly. That may not be the case, but this one's from 2008, so I'm pretty sure that I don't really want to see whatever this error description is for a 2008 server, or even this says I have Windows Vista Ultimate, so I definitely don't want that. But I do want this one from 2017, so you can see what this says. Let's see. You can kind of scroll through this. I read through this stuff so incredibly fast, just because I'm looking for answers. A lot of times you're looking for like on especially the Microsoft Answer site, they'll be marked sometimes with an answer. So this one says perform the steps from the link mentioned below. So it looks like a registry thing that we have to do, maybe. I don't know why it keeps coming up with Windows. And look, it actually took us back to the 2008 article. So that's really funny. So that first article was actually the right one, possibly. But again, this is the server 2016. So I would actually even do more research, making sure that this is right. But the fact is, there's nothing running on this server. So I don't know why the heck I'm getting this error in the first place. So I would end up doing more research anyway to find out what the heck is going on. But this is Event Viewer, and this is a basic that I think everybody should know, especially when you're troubleshooting. And this is kind of what I wanted to go over. And again, you can search for the GUIDs, you can search for a lot of this different information to find out if you can get more information on that error. And just like we found in Google, it gave us a little bit more information, and we just have to do more research, more thorough research, and find out if we can get all the information that we want. So we went over, let's see, Device Manager, Event Viewer, and let's see, one other thing I wanted to go over. I don't have that don't have that set up on here. Oh, no, I don't have it set up. I don't have it set up on this server. I can pull up. Let me pull up other server. Let's pull up the other server. And in the meantime, I'll check the chat because it's been a while since I looked over here. So hello to everybody in the chat. I haven't really looked, and I apologize for that. So I'll start answering some of the questions while this server is coming up because it's going to take a minute. So I apologize for that. Let's see. I guess if you have questions now would be the time to ask, because I don't know who's still in the chat that had questions from before. So I'd really hate to like answer a question if you're not here, you know. So if you're here, just say, hey, I had a question above or something, so you don't have to repeat your whole question. Or you could just copy and paste, because that works too. What's going on, Taz? How are you doing? Good to see you here in the chat. And let's see, Greasy, thanks for being a big part of your journey transitioning into IT. You and IT Pro TV will be a part of my career for as long as I can foresee. Keep up the great work. Thank you, and that's awesome to hear. Definitely awesome to hear. Jarvis, if you're still here, I think Brett actually kind of answered that question for you. It really depends on that situation. Hello from Jersey. Well, hello from Illinois. You're given the opportunity to work for the IT department at your current company, even though you've never worked in IT. You enjoy it and learn quickly. These videos are great. Well, I'm glad that I can help. I truly am glad that I can help. That's what I'm here for. Hello, friend. Hope your time away from the hospital is treating you good. Time away from the hospital is treating me fan-freaking-tastic. It's different. It's a whole new world. Whole new world. You're planning on a long career in tech. As a result, would you recommend a comp sci degree over a... Well, it really depends on what you're most interested in. I cannot recommend one over the other. Taz, I don't know why I saw your hey. I don't know why I saw you saying hi to me before your comment above there. Yeah, I don't really want. I didn't really want to go into the custom views. I don't want to go too far, way too far, more advanced things than I need to right now. I just want to cover some basics, I guess, here. Let's go. Active Directory. Where can you contact me regarding a new channel logo? You can contact me right through YouTube. You can go to my About page. There's an email address there, pcsimplist@gmail.com. That always works. My thoughts on the new Google IT course. I don't think anybody really knows much about it, to be honest with you. I mean, I think we all know enough about it to understand a little bit about it, but I don't know what big players are going to do with it necessarily. I don't know what businesses are going to feel about it. You know, it really depends on how businesses are going to react to it. You know, us as IT professionals and stuff like that would be like, oh, that's cool, it's great, it's cool, it's fantastic, you know. I'm a big Google fanboy, so I'm like, oh, this is cool, Google has like a certification for IT, that's great. But if businesses don't really react to it well, then it's kind of frivolous, you know. It's like, okay, whatever, just another certification. But if it becomes one of those certifications where like, oh, you need like this Google IT cert to get this job, well then I think that changes the playing field, you know. If Google becomes like the next CompTIA, you know, that changes things. But being that it's so new, it's really hard to say. I want to do a video on that, on the Google IT, on the Google cert. So we'll be talking a little bit about that because it's really interesting to me. It's a very interesting subject. You can have a successful IT career with any degree. How about that? That'll answer your question for sure. You can have a successful IT career with any degree, period. You can have a successful IT career with like a cooking degree. That's a culinary degree. That's what I wanted, a culinary degree. Doesn't matter what degree you have, just go get a degree. That's all people care about. But anyway, let's talk about more basics here. Back to what we were really talking about here. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think, and from what I've experienced, what I've seen, what I know, most environments are running Windows for their user management. They're running Active Directory. That's primarily what they're using. They use Active Directory to manage users. You know, that's what it's all about. It's easy. It works. It's been proven to work, really. I don't know. I think it's fantastic. I don't know what to say other than I'm a huge fan of Active Directory. I could literally just say many great things about it. I don't know why. I could just sit in Active Directory all day and do fun things. It's probably one of the stupidest things to be all excited about when it comes to IT. I don't know why. But it's fun. It's just something different. It's something to be excited about, right? Active Directory, group policy, those types of things just are fun and exciting to me because there's a lot of control. There's a lot of management there. So with the control, the management, there's a lot of security there. And that's something that I really, really enjoy, is the security aspect. So this is, I guess, not so much a basic, but could be a basic, I guess. In Active Directory, you manage users, you manage groups, you manage computers, and same thing with like group policy. But today, we'll talk about users real quick. Let's make a new user. Let's just say we wanted to make a new user real quick, and this is going to be different for every single business environment that you go into. And just keep in mind, just please keep this in mind, because every single Active Directory environment, every single business environment is different. So their Active Directory environment is different. Their structure is different. Their OUs, that's their organization units. That's all these folders right here. You know, every folder that you see right here is an OU, an organizational unit. They're all going to be different. They're all going to be structured different. No business is going to be the same. So don't take what I'm doing right now as this is the right way, this is the best way, and this is how the business that you're going to work at is going to do things, or next business you're going to work at is going to do things. Just because I'm creating a user in the user's OU doesn't mean that that's how it's supposed to be. This isn't how I would do it, but for the purpose of this video, I am going to create a user, in the user's OU. I wouldn't normally do this, but for this video I'm going to. In future videos where I really talk about doing this stuff, it's not how we're going to do things. But anyway, let's create a user. Let's call this person Taz Brown. What's up, Taz Brown? Looking at you. So, usernames are all going to be different in every single environment you go to. Also, you might have their username be like Taz Brown. Their username might be just their first initial last name, so it might be like T Brown. Their username might be like T. Brown. Their username might be Brown T. It all varies. There's no common theme among business environments. So again, every business environment you go to going to be completely different on how username structures are. So don't take what I'm going to do as this is holy, this is the way that's supposed to be everywhere. I like it this way, that's how I'm going to do it. So T Brown, that's the username. We'll go over a couple of these things real quick. This is something that I feel like should be across the board, but maybe it's not. I know some locations, I worked at a school district, okay? This is something that drove me absolutely insane. I worked at a school district that would not make their users change their passwords. The person in charge of creating accounts would create their passwords, right? He would write their passwords down on a piece of paper, whatever he wanted them to be, right? Write their passwords down on a piece of paper and then give them that piece of paper. And this was their password for ever, really. Wrote that password down on a piece of paper, gave it to him. He would keep all these passwords in an Excel sheet. So if they forgot their password or whatnot, he could just write the password down on a piece of paper again and give them their password again. So they were never forced to change their passwords. They just had whatever random password that he gave them. So this little box was checked. Users cannot change password. And that password was checked. Or this checkbox was checked. Password never expires. So that's a terrible way to do things, and I don't think that should ever be done. Never, ever nowadays, I don't think you should ever do that, ever. But this is when I just started out in IT, and I really couldn't say much because I was a noob, you know. Nowadays, I would like raise a fit, and I would just be a complete jerk about it, and I would probably walk out of the place if that's how things were. Quite honestly, I would seriously walk out and be like, "This is just absurd. This is stupid." But anyway, you should always do this. Users must change passwords at next login. That's just how they should be. Taz is awesome. Taz is awesome. That's the password. I guess I shouldn't tell you guys that, but it's okay because you can't get here. Anyway, finished. Oh, we have to go back and look at the password requirements. We're going to do that in another video. It's because I didn't have a capital or a number. My bad. Stupid. We can actually set the policy or set the requirements for that. So we can talk about that in an advanced video, not in this video. The purpose of this video, why it took me so long to get to where I'm at right now, and I apologize why it took me so long to get to where I'm at right now. Again, I just get so excited when it comes to Active Directory. One of the most basic things that you are ever going to do in Active Directory is reset a password. Seriously. You'll probably do this like, I don't know, 80% of the day. Not really, but if you have a big business environment and you guys are using Active Directory, you'll always reset a password. And again, since every business environment is different, you get a phone call and you pick up the phone. Hey, this is Help Desk. This is Zach speaking. How can I help you? And it's our good buddy Taz Brown, and she says, I forgot my password. Can you reset my password? And you're like, sure, hold on. So you pull up the Active Directory, and instead of searching, you know, wherever Taz Brown's user account could be, because in all honesty, in a real business environment, it could be nested anywhere. You can just right click on the main OU and you can do find. And this is the easiest way to do it. You can just type in Taz. You could type in her username, which would be, you know, T Brown. But for this, we just Taz Brown. There it is. You can just right click on her name and do reset password. It's literally this easy. And this is a total basic that like everybody should know. And the reason why I'm going over this, I'm so completely dead serious, is I have worked with like 4 people, seriously, like 4 people who have been in IT for multitudes of years, right? Who had on their resumes that they have worked in multiple business environments that were Windows-based environments, who had no idea how to reset an Active Directory password, who had no idea how to do anything in Active Directory. So, you know, we had to show them, you know, and this has been like through the years, multiple locations that I was at. I had no idea how to reset a password. So if I can show you guys one basic, and that's resetting a password, so that whoever you guys are training with don't have to show you how to reset a password, I'll be really happy, because they might look at you funny, honestly, because I looked at them funny, you know. But even though you guys are gonna be new to IT and whatnot, here, resetting a password. You type in your new password, hit OK. Password for Taz Brown has been changed. Fantastic. Tell Taz Brown password's been changed, move on with your life, good to go. You tell her what the new password is, and then make sure that checkbox forced is you know, checked so that she has to change her password at her next login. So that's kind of like one basic that I think it's really, really important, because like I said, the whole reason why I went over this and it took me so incredibly long, which I completely apologize about, is because a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know anything about Active Directory, even though they say, yeah, I've worked in business environments that run Active Directory and Windows, but they know nothing about it. So today we went over Active Directory, resetting a password. We went over Device Manager. We went over Event Viewer. Users. We could talk about groups, but that's we'll hold off on the groups for another video. I think groups would be good for another video. Task scheduler would be good for another video. I'm just kind of looking at my little checklist of stuff that I have to do. You know, I could really go to like super basics. We talk about Task Manager, because that's always a freaking good one. I mean, this is literally like super basics, because some people just don't know. And again, I have to cover this stuff. I have to. On some virtual machines, you might have only one application running for that virtual machine, right? So here's our virtual machine. We don't have anything running here. We just have our Active Directory. This is our domain controller. There's really not going to be anything running here, but some business environments, a virtual machine might have some really high intensive application running, and you might have things just like going absolutely crazy insane on this end. So we'll just go to my computer and we'll just kind of go over some stuff here. I always just like to sort everything by, you know, what's using the most. You know, I'll kind of look through everything. What's using the most memory? You know, why is it using that much memory? What's using the most CPU? Why would it be using that much CPU? But one thing, especially when you're in a business, you're remoting into a computer because you have to fix something. You know, a lot of times it's like Internet Explorer bombed out or something, and it's just frozen. That happens like all the time. Or it could be like Google Chrome. Like Google Chrome just like bombed out and it's frozen or something. This is something that I think is like very, very frequent, and like nobody knows how to like fix it, right? Well, I mean, you can go into Task Manager and you can end the task. You know, like that's a super, super basic. That's like something I think that I shouldn't even have to cover in a video like this, because it's probably the most basic thing I think anybody can do on a computer. I think a lot of the users that I've worked with, end users that I've worked with, know how to do stuff like this. But if you don't, you know, it's one thing that you can do. Here's this stupid Adobe stuff. I'm just gonna kill it. Bye bye. Creative Cloud, get out of here. You know, that's a basic that we can talk about. But user says their computer's running slow. You know, you can remote in, or you walk to that computer, you open up Task Manager, you can look and see what is utilizing the most on that computer. Is there an application that's utilizing everything? Is the CPU just running at 100%? Why? You know, look in Task Manager and see what's going on. That's literally like some of the most basic things that you can do for troubleshooting. So I guess that kind of covers, you know, the basics. I kind of took you to a few basics to advanced basics, back to like the super most basic of basics. I'm gonna say basic like 100 million trillion billion times. So I hope that that helps you guys a little bit. I hope that answers some questions and get you guys moving in the right direction. Again, there's other basic videos in the description below. You know, I want to help you guys. Again, this is for people who are just getting into IT or looking to get into IT. Stuff to keep yourself aware of. So if you have questions, now is the time, because now I'm looking back at chat. Group policy management, yay, absolutely. Is Cisco a great career to go for? Sure. AD great for auditing? Yeah, I love AD. So one good thing, like one thing about Active Directory, and then this is going to be again more advanced, but Active Directory and PowerShell are like two of my like most favoritist things. And yes, I know that's not the right way to say it, but they are. They're two of my most favorite things in the entire world. They go together like white on rice. They're just so much fun. I have scripts, you know, to create Active Directory accounts, copy them off of people, all through PowerShell, and it makes it so fun. I'm just a nerd like that, though. And we'll go over that, you know, but we got to cover the basics first. We have to go over the basics before we can go over some of this advanced stuff. Roberto, that's how a lot of organizations are, quite honestly. There's tons of organizations out there that are like that. And I didn't see your question. I don't know where it's at. It says your message was retracted. So I don't, wait, no. Hey, you got a new laptop and wiped everything off your old one, did a clean Windows installation. Can I use it as a virtual machine? Yeah, you can use it as a virtual machine. Download VirtualBox. That's what I was just using. Yeah, an Excel sheet of passwords. It was freaking terrible. You're referring to the machine you went. Oh, okay, that's. Congratulations on passing the Network Plus yesterday. That's awesome. Heck yeah. I suggest the security 501 or 401. 501 is the new one, I think. So whatever the newer one is, I can't keep up with the numbers. So whatever the newer ones are. Use Python and PowerShell. I need to start doing that. See, I need to start learning me the Python. Yeah, I thought 501. It would only be right if it was 501 since it's higher, but you know, numbers. Linux can be integrated. That's crazy. Freaking PowerShell. Well, I know that you can download PowerShell on like OS X now and stuff, and I think Linux. I saw that a couple weeks ago, I thought. I know I saw it, like you could download PowerShell on OS X. Robert, you only mentioned that because you don't have any degrees or certs in the field and you're given a chance to work in IT, of course they know all this. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Experience in IT speaks volumes sometimes. But at the same time, like, sometimes you can be limited by just experience. You may miss like really great job opportunities because you're not certified, or because you don't have a degree, and sometimes that sucks. I'll be the first one to tell you, because I can vouch for that. I have missed many great job opportunities because I don't have certifications and I don't have a degree, but I've also worked many great places as well. So it's held me back from many great opportunities, but I've also had many great opportunities. So I don't know how much it's held me back, other than it's probably held me back. You know? And I wouldn't say people are snobs. It's just that like businesses require that stuff, and that's what it is, you know. It's not so much the person that requires it. It's just like that's a business requirement. You know, a business might require a certification or might require a degree, and that's more of like a CYA on the business's end, you know. I mean, I've had one person that I interviewed with say like, you know, they interviewed me, I think, knowing that they wouldn't be able to hire me, but I think they interviewed me trying to hire me, and trying to show, because it was like a big panel interview that I had to go to, and I think the right people were in that interview, and I think they were trying to show these people like we should hire people that don't have degrees or certifications because they're more than qualified to do it. But I just don't think they wouldn't budge, which is unfortunate. I mean, that happens, but yeah, he could. I talked to the guy afterwards. He's like, yeah, we couldn't budge on the fact that, you know, you don't have a degree. And I said, well, you knew that before I went into the interview. And he said, yeah, I know, we were working on that. So the way that it was implied was a little different, if you know what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I think the right people were in on that group interview, where they were trying to work around that, but they couldn't budge on the fact that it was an actual business requirement to have a degree. So it is what it is. Yeah, there's plenty of businesses out there that think that same thing. They're going to pay you, you know, X amount of dollars, then they think that they want a degree. But there's also plenty of businesses out there paying people $100,000 plus that don't have a degree, or, you know, they don't have certifications, and they're making buku bucks, which, you know, more power to those people. That's fantastic, you know. Are internships a common thing in IT? I don't know if they're too common, but you know, it's something that if you're in college and stuff like that, that you really have to ask around a lot about. You know, they're probably there. They're probably just maybe not talked about a lot, or maybe spoken for right away. That might be something that really depends. You know, they exist, they're around, but you might also have to reach outside. You might have to just contact every single business that you could possibly think of in your general location and say, hey, do you offer internships? You know, and that never hurts. I can't think of a time where that ever hurt anybody, to reach out to a business and say, you know, hey, I'm in college, I'm in IT, I'm looking to see if you have an internship available. If they say no, they say no. They say, you know, yeah, but it's unpaid. Okay, take it. You know, maybe be like, okay, I'll take it, but I can only work, you know, 10 hours a week or something like that. Okay, whatever. And the crappy thing about that is, you know, that 10 hours a week might be like the most grunt BS work that you ever have to do. But it's great stuff to put on your resume, no matter what. You don't have to put on your resume that you did grunt work. You just have to put on your resume that you interned for X location and you learned about X, Y, and Z, you know. And most of the places that you intern with will vouch that you learned about X, Y, and Z. You know, that's just part of the internship game most of the time. Greetings from Costa Rica. What's up, Costa Rica? Greetings from middle of nowhere, Illinois. How are you doing? You're looking to move to a network switching engineer position from a customer service representative position. You were offered a technical support entry-level position. Well, there you go. You're getting your feet wet. That's the best thing you can do. You start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. Entry level is the best way to start. Your first task when you began working in a couple weeks is build your own PC. Yay, middle of nowhere towns. That's right. Middle of nowhere towns is where it's at. I live in a great middle of nowhere town. New boss is super chill. My old boss is super chill, and now my new boss, I love my new boss. I could not say better things about my new boss. I think my new boss is probably the most cool new boss I've ever had in my entire life. I seriously love my new boss. Seriously. Love everything about my new boss. Coolest guy ever. Seriously. You guys would love my new boss. You guys probably do love my new boss. He's pretty chill too. I've been working in IT for 17 years. 17 years. Yeah, I have to look at this stuff because I forget. Time just flies by nowadays. I'm so old that I think time just flies. But yeah, a long time. I'm gonna, I don't know, is anybody in the chat yesterday, or from yesterday, that saw the video that I made for my middle of nowhere town? Because it was really cool, and I wanna show it again because I really enjoyed it. I really like doing it. So if you are in chat from yesterday and you saw it, you're gonna see it again. Sorry, but I made this video the other day when it was snowing here. So this is the middle of nowhere Illinois town that I'm from, and this is just like a quick, look at this 59-second video that I made. And I don't know, I got sound up, sound on. Might get a little feedback, but if you do, I'm sorry. I'll try to be quiet. So hang on. Alright, so yeah, that was it. That was my fun little video that I made the other day. I've been doing a lot of video here lately. The music's so moody. Yeah, I put a little bit of the moody music to it. I thought it would get people in the feels with that music. And I did. I got tons of messages from people. Yeah, sorry. I just had to show it again because I put a lot of work into that video, even though it's only a minute long. And it was a lot of fun to do. But yeah, that's my middle of nowhere town in Illinois. And the one thing that I can say about this middle of nowhere town is that it's the hometown of Ronald Reagan. That's it. Hometown of Ronald Reagan. Or it's where, if you guys are from the United States, it's where the lady stole $54 million from the city back in 2012. So it's pretty crazy that this town of, 16,000 people, this lady stole $54 million over the course of, like, I don't know, 18 years or whatever it was. So that's absurd. I'm sure everybody's heard about that. So Ronald Reagan and $54 million stolen from our town. Good place. But anyway, back to questions. 3 months ago, you didn't want to take it because I was offered a lower salary and was asked network-related questions as if the position was technical support engineer, Linux Davis AD. Oh, man. You should have taken it, man. Should have taken that. Since you're going to start IT soon, should I also start looking for glasses that fit your face? I don't know, man. You could look for glasses that fit your face, sure. You can look for glasses with tape on it, too. I was like, this offering should be like at least 1.5 times the salary I'm getting now, despite not having been working in IT since I left the service desk position back in 2012 out from HP. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's always going to vary from place to place. So Taz, she was on American Greed. So that's pretty funny. She was already there. It was the largest municipal fraud in U.S. history. Is that what it says somewhere? Large, yeah. You may have seen it. I don't know how loud this is, so if there's feedback, I'm sorry.
In this episode of American Greed, ride up, cowgirl. Rita Crunwell appears to be a humble, small-town civil servant, but she's living a double life as a world champion horse breeder. It's a deception that comes at a huge price.
Everything that I've learned about showing horses, you must either be independently wealthy or you're stealing the money.
When this cunning comptroller diverts more than $53 million of Dixon, Illinois' money into her horse empire, she leaves a city on the verge of collapse.
People are going to have to lose their jobs to balance this budget. For what? A horse? For a trophy? Are you kidding me?
And later, Staten Island native Joe Mazzella wants to help friends and neighbors.
Yep. So that was it. That was her. Rita Crunwell. Yeah. From good old Dixon, Illinois. That's where I live. It's not where I'm from. But that's where I live. Which I tell you guys because it's easy to look all that up nowadays via the internet. So it's not like anything's private anymore. So yeah, it's pretty cool though. But they did just Holly, they did just come out with a documentary about her. I haven't seen it yet, but it's like some super cool thing. It looks like I've seen like a lot of previews for it. I can't think of what it's called, but I really, really want to watch it. that's been like traveling around theaters and stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of my my thing. That's all I can go by. Oh, I love that. I could watch documentaries like all day. I freaking love documentaries. They make me so happy. I mean, I have to like really be interested in some of the stuff, but you know, I love it. To see what Sticky Mac is, I don't know. Let's see. Persistent Mac learning, also known as Sticky Mac, is a port security feature that enables an interface to retain dynamically learned MAC address when the switch is restarted. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Well, that answers that. You live 4 hours away from me, huh? That's not that far. But anyway, does anybody have any questions for me? Because we're going on over an hour now. And yeah. I like to keep the live streams about an hour. And I'm going over an hour. So if you got questions for me, let me know. If not, it's been real. It's been great chatting with you guys. What was my first job? My first job, my first IT job, or my first job period? How about that? You don't need the CCENT before your CCNA, but it's nice. It's either your CCENT or like Network Plus, knowledge of either the CCENT or Network Plus before your CCNA. But it's not unheard of to just go out and pump through the CCNA. Are you leaving, Taz? If so, later. Holly, yes, I'm still thinking about rebranding the YouTube channel for sure. Definitely still thinking of doing it. I was waiting for somebody to redesign a logo for me. I was waiting for 2 people to redesign a logo for me, and one fell through, which I'm super unhappy about. Made me really aggravated. So I might try to find somebody else to do it again, because I want to at least have like 2 different ones to decide between before I do anything. And nothing's going to change, you know, as far as how the channel operates and works. It's just I'll have like a little bit different content, but I'll still have all of the same content. I'll still be talking about helping you guys get into IT and all that fun stuff. Still have IT career questions. IT career questions will be more of a series than anything else. But I want to do more stuff. I want to do more stuff besides IT career questions. You know, I want to have, you know, I want to have a broad range of IT related things. You might have sent a proposal to my job on Upwork. Fire them, hire you. Might have. Do you know how many freaking proposals I got on Upwork? Because it was freaking ridiculous. Honestly. I could not believe how many freaking proposals I got on Upwork. It was almost too much for me to deal with. Yours is the only one that matters. And now you're making me log in to Upwork. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Your beloved tools are Adobe Suite and your DSL, your 60D. What's up, 60D? That's what's up. I just stopped shooting with my Canon. What the heck? Oh. I'm looking over all your stuff right now. That's funny. Oh, sorry. So I can show you. Here, let me show you. If you want to. Well, here, let me. I thought you put in there. Hang on. I gotta read this. Yeah, they probably are. Well, I don't. What's the? I thought you put in there that you'd rather work on a flat fee, flat price or whatever. But I don't see what the flat fee, flat price is. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So, all right. So here, let me show you what somebody did already that I liked. But like it just wasn't like it just didn't do it for me all the way. It just didn't do it for me all the way. I like the concept. I like this concept. Now keep this in mind, okay? I like this concept. And this is kind of where I was going with a little bit. There's actually two that somebody kind of sketched something up for me. And I like both of these concepts. I gotta find the other one. I don't know where the other one's at. So, you tell me if you can do something like one of these, and we'll talk. And this dude spelled my name wrong in this. I didn't even notice that. That's funny. This is why, another reason why I didn't go with this guy. Sorry. I'm not being very nice right now. All right. Go. Oh, shoot. All right. So I'm trying to pull this stuff up. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at multitasking, as you can clearly see. What's going on, Zane? All right, there is the two. Whatever. And I like this, like the one on the right, the face more on the one on the right than the one on the left. Like the one on the left, like, I don't know, I look like I'm all cracked out or something, you know. But like, I don't know. I like this that kind of style on both of them a little, but this one's more too much like caricature-ish or something. I don't know. This I like. I don't know. I like both of these. This one, it looks just too much like they took photos from Google Images or something, and then like, I don't know, did a little bit of like touch-ups on them or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, I like the one on the right more too. I like this a little bit, but I like this, I think, a lot more. It's just like I just can't see it through, you know. I'm just not seeing it through because it's not finished, you know. I just yeah, I'm not one of those people. Like I don't know, when it comes to like drawing stuff, like I can't see it through. I gotta be able to see it through. I can't do it. I'm not seeing it through. So can you email me, or is that not something that we can do? The designer who, okay, the one who did the one on the left, like I asked for modifications and stuff, and then like they just weren't getting it, and I just said, forget it, I give up, I'm done. So I gave up, and then the one on the right just fell off the face of the earth. Okay, if you email me, here, we'll talk. We'll figure it out. Because I definitely want something more like the one on the right, for sure. And then I kept trying to say, like, I want the text to pop more. And yeah, nobody gets that either. I asked the guy, the one on the left, I asked him to change the text like 3 times, and I'm like, can it please pop more? And yeah, just nothing. It's my own fault. It's whatever. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate you joining in. I appreciate you stalking me into getting me to hire you to design my logo. That's pretty awesome. I'm just joking, by the way. Just making laughs. It's pretty funny, though. No, I didn't hire these designers through Upwork. The few people I talked to on Upwork, it just became like overwhelming for me. Seriously. It's like, oh my God, like, can we just like walk through this, talk through, like, it was just, yeah, it was just like a hassle for me, honestly. It was such a pain in the ass. Like, come on, people, let's get it together. Anyways, yeah, shoot me over an email. We'll chat, we'll talk, and we'll figure out what we can do, because I definitely like to get something done fairly quickly, because I would like to start moving forward on this as soon as I can. Obviously, I'd have to wait for you, but I'm not going to rush anything. Yeah. the whole process over there is just like a pain for me. Like I used Upwork to get the YouTube banner that I have right now done, and I think it was that was like a pretty easy experience from what I remember. But I remember there was just like so many freaking like people who applied for it that I think I think I was so desperate at the time, like I just went with somebody, and that was it. I hate designing stuff in Photoshop. Like I hate Photoshop with like a passion in this aspect, because my design abilities, like for myself, are just not there. Like I can't do it. I cannot do it for the life of me. So anyway, I gotta go. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for joining. I don't know what I got for you guys tomorrow yet, but we'll see. I have a video coming out later today. Let's check on that. Let's see. Let's see. It's scheduled for 5:30 today, 5:30 Central Time. Let's see. Let's give you guys a preview. How about that? You want a preview? Here's a preview. There's a preview. What's coming later today? That's a preview. 5:30 today. That's coming. And I'm like 9 subscribers away from 30,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. I never thought in a million years I would have that many subscribers on this YouTube channel. It's just absolutely absurd. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys who subscribe to me and watch me and talk to me and listen to me and ask questions and all that fun stuff. It's definitely ZACH. Definitely ZACH. And write it out. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys. As always, have a great day. Go learn some stuff. Go check out the IT Pro TV. Go use that coupon code, please, because I always appreciate it. And that's it. Take it easy. Do fun stuff. Learn stuff. Thank you, Holly. Take it easy. I'll be hearing from you.